Hey everyone, Jordan Libel with Pianote here, and let's take a look at some of the other chords we can make inside the major scale. So we remember all about how we build that basic C major triad with just the notes C, E, G, and we are taking the root note, the third note, and then we have the fifth note of the scale. But we can take this same chord shape and make a chord for every note on that major scale. So all we have to do to make a chord off of D is simply take our chord shape with our first finger, our third finger, and our fifth finger, and just move this claw shape up one note to the right. And then we have a whole new sounding chord. This is actually that D minor chord that we learned a couple lessons ago here. And we can keep moving up the scale here and build another chord off of E. So now we're playing E, G, B. And that's that E minor chord that we learned. And then if we make a chord off of the fourth note in the C major scale, there's F major. We remember F major. We move one up, we have G major with G, B, D. And if we move up one more, we have A minor. That's A, C, E. And then if we make a chord off of this seventh note in the scale, we have this kind of odd sounding chord. This is actually called a half diminished chord. So this is built off of the notes B, D, and F. And that's the final chord in this little C major sequence, because then we're back at the octave C note and we play a C major triad before. So one of the things that's great about learning all the different chords you can play within a C major scale or any major scale is, first of all, that sequence of chords is always going to be the same regardless of the key that you play in. Your first note is always going to be making a major triad. Your second note is going to be making a minor triad. Third is going to be a minor triad. Fourth is going to be a major. Fifth is going to be another major triad. Sixth is going to be a minor. And every time, the seventh is always going to be that diminished chord, and then you're back with your major triad that you started with. And the thing that's so great about that is it gives you this palette of chords to work with. When you just want to mess around at the piano, you can just take that same chord shape and play all sorts of different chords. And then you have all sorts of different chord progressions to work with. And all I'm doing is taking my basic chord shape with my fingers and just playing different chords on the piano using the white keys that C major uses. But you can take the same exercise and apply it in G major or F major or any key, and that sequence of chords is always going to be the same. So let's just take this knowledge and make a little chord progression based off of the first note in the scale, the fourth note, so that's going to be F major, the sixth note, and remember the sixth note is the relative minor note, so that's going to be A minor, and then we'll bump down one key to the left to play the fifth. And we're just playing all the white keys, and we have this nice sounding chord progression. To F, to the minor 6, A minor, and then to the fifth. So there you have it. That's the order and the different types of keys that you can, or the different types of chords that you can work with in a major scale. You can mess around with all sorts of different chord progressions. Try messing around with that chord progression that I just demonstrated. If you want, you could try taking that same chord progression and taking that to another key and playing different chords that way and working with some more keyboard knowledge that way. So have a ton of fun. Never be afraid to experiment with just what you know at the piano. You'd be surprised what you can come up with just even these simple chord shapes. So have fun. We'll see you all in the next lesson, and take care.